Hello, this is Reverend Dore, Jacques Patlian, teaching the science of mind from beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Today, when the rain falls and the night is scary. Is there anyone alive who's never experienced a time when the rain poured into their life and the nights were dark and scary? We all have dark nights of the soul when just about everything we touch turns to rubbish right in front of our eyes. We all have days or months when we are not sure how we will keep the wolf from the door or the love in our life. These are the times that try our belief in a higher power, when we feel very alone and very vulnerable. These are the moments of our lives when we are just plain scared stiff. I've been there and done that over and over. In fact, there was one memorable day of my life when I lost my very lucrative job, my wife, my house, and the full-time affection and presence of my children. All in one day, my friends. At first, I was so consumed with loss and grief that I was unsure whether or not I gave a hoot if the sun rose on the morrow or not. It was the lowest of many low points in my life, and it was almost my undoing. But something deep inside of me said that this was not an ending, but a divine house cleaning. There was something about the synchronicity of these disasters that suggested that this might be the spring cleaning of an untidy and not too well lived life. I then realized that it'd be a grand idea to listen to the voice within and postpone the pity party for a while. Well, since I am here and quite happy, you may assume that eventually I righted the ship of my life, got on with it, and eventually, after a few false starts, created a fine life with happy relationships. How did I do this? What can you do when you're in the middle of the storm of the century? Well, first, we must realize that the storm is of our creation. There is always the temptation when trouble comes to indulge in the blame game and point the finger everywhere but where it belongs, and that's right at us. Blaming circumstances on other people is never the truth of the matter. We are always the author of our trouble on some level or another. Take responsibility and take your power back. If someone else did it, all you can do is cry and wail because you can never really control anyone but you. We always think we can, but in reality, we never can. But if you understand that you at least co-created this mess, you were a partner in it at least, and you probably were the author, then you're empowered to do something about it. What you create, you can change. If you wrote the script, you can do a rewrite. Taking responsibility for your life and the events in it sets you free in a way that you may never understand until you do it. And it gets you out of the swamp of victimhood forever. It's been said that living in victimhood, as so much of the world does, is like living your life in an emergency room. It's one crisis after another over which you are powerless. Not for me. Next, get quiet and listen. Listen to your inner voice, which is the voice of Spirit speaking to you through you. You'll not only get comfort and peace, but you'll begin to see the path back to wholeness and empowerment. Direction is always available from your Creator, who is open 24/7, but never shouts, only whispers. You must seek, and then you'll find. You must knock, and then the door shall be opened. You must ask, and then it shall be answered. God is not your mother-in-law or your father-in-law. No help or advice is given unless you first ask. Be open to receive direction, and know absolutely that you are deserving of help and guidance. Finally, get to work creating a new movie or script for your life. The old one is ended. Its run is over. It's not going to return. Mourning that which is gone creates nothing but more sorrow, so move on. Turn your mind and your face from what is lost to the bright lights of the premiere of your new movie, the opening night of your new play. No matter what happened, you still have a life to live, and you best be about it. Now, this is not easy. You need a time for grief, a short time, Joe Madden, the manager of the Rays, has a great philosophy. You can cry over our defeat for 20 minutes and then get over it. You can celebrate a victory for 20 minutes and then get over it. Not a bad rule of life, is it? Once you turn from the past, you are now able to see the new opportunities before you and the new life await you. You see, you've got to turn your face away from the old and face the new opening up in front of you. You can't see the doors opening while gazing at the one that closed. Now, what do? What specifically should you do? Make a detailed picture of the life you want to live. Make it in your mind and make it so real that you can smell it, touch it, taste it. It has the feel of reality to you. How will your life be different? How will you do things differently? How will you become a better man or a woman, parent or spouse? If you're not planning great change in your life, then you will live on reruns of the old one for the rest of your days. Your life cannot change unless you do, from the inside out. Beware of outward changes and solutions. The first instinct, when everything falls apart, is to try the geographic cure. Many people think that their life will change when their zip code does. Nope, not a chance. Moving from Seattle to New York or Los Angeles may be exciting for a while, and there's some value in a change of scene, but nothing really has changed. Your issues and your problems moved with you, just dressed up in the same old you, wearing different clothes and a different address. Unless the inner you makes a big change, nothing will change in your life. We must all realize that our personal reality is merely a mirror of our character, our beliefs, and our consciousness. The geographic cure is a bit like putting cologne on to cover the scent of a body in need of a good soak. You can cover your issues up, but they still linger in the air and are obvious to all you meet. We will talk more about this in a couple of weeks, but we all have had dark times, and we all need to understand that we're never alone. We have plenty of company, and God is always with us. There is always help as close as your open mind, your open heart, and your open hand. One of the biggest problems when these things happen is we close up like a flower at night, and we're not available to receive help. We have to open up to it. You have the architect of the universe within you. Everyone on earth is born with this divinity within, but so few realize it. Open your eyes and your heart and realize that you're loved beyond measure and that you will never face the storm alone. If you want to know more, this ministry is part of the Centers for Spiritual Living, an international organization teaching the science of mind, also known as religious science, in more than 34 nations around the world and in the U.S. and Canada. For the center nearest to you, log on to csl.org. Consider signing up for one of our classes or attending one of our wonderful Sunday celebrations. You'll be very glad you did. Until we're together again, bye-bye for now.